Hello. What the front door is this? Let's try this again. I bring you I bring you glorious news. News that makes me very happy. My most played game of all time, Fortnite Save the World, has finally begun the process of shutting down. Liberating. Now, I know that might seem edgy. I have 94 days, I believe, logged into Fortnite. Um, that makes it easily my most played game ever. It even beat the first Battlefront. First Battlefront was at one point my most played game at about 88 days or whatever. I played the first Battlefront for a consistent 2 years. Throughout all its DLCs, I never stopped playing, and I ran up to 88 days on it. Fortnite, on the contrary, I started playing 2019 and basically never stopped. Never missed a day for over a year, and I was on that game all the time. Thing is, though, I don't want to tell you everything as to why this game is now dying, because everything has been said 1,000,000,000 times. Just look it up. Basically, Epic put out a post talking about the next steps of development for Fortnite. It is finally leaving early access, and with that means the development of an already slowly updated game is going to become even slower. They seem to the wording of it's weird, but essentially what all of us are getting from the wording is that all major updates are finished, the story is finished, which it's not. Development will be slowed when it was already slower than a sloth, and things like things that worked in BR that they tried to make work here will no longer be supported after a certain amount of time, such as Battle Royale cosmetics. So with this, the shutting down process is obviously began. It's been low-key, but now it's official. And I'm rejoicing. Now I know that seems edgy. For a game that I've played so much, my most played game, how could I be happy about this? Well, I'm happy because I can feel liberated now. For a long time, the flaws of Fortnite Save the World, formerly known as Fortnite before Better Revenue came out, they become apparent, or they became apparent. No, they do become apparent for anyone when you are a legitimate long-time player. New people they know nothing, okay? And I said, I'm not here to tell you the story about the game. You can look this up yourself. Just know that this is one of the saddest games I've ever played, becoming a high-level player in that game. And this was the only way things could be rectified, and I say that from the bottom of my heart. I saw this coming. Really, it was just a matter of time. There were only two things that could have happened to Fortnite Save the World. Either the game needed to be shut down and built from the ground up, or cancelled, or killed off. Since the company obviously doesn't want to listen to us, lo and behold, the shutting down process is all but confirmed to be happening. I'm happy because now I feel free. You know, a big part of why I was able to play that game for so long was my friend. I only have one friend that really plays that game, and he really made those 94 days special. Not too long ago, he essentially stopped, like many high-level players do in that game, because there's not much to play for. You're being mistreated as a player in Fortnite Save the World, and he had enough. I had always held out hope. I was always, one of the positive people, silver lining type of individual. And I can only do that for so long. And I made a point to myself. When something like this will happen, I will be done. I will be out. And I will have no regrets. I don't feel binded by the money. I've easily spent the most money on any game ever on Fortnite. I've spent probably over $200 on Fortnite. And I'm gone. I've already uninstalled. I've unfollowed The only place I'll still be following is the Reddit. This is the only way things could have happened. Oh, sorry. I didn't finish my sentence. Yes, I made this oath that when something catastrophic like this would happen, immediately, I'm gone. Maybe we were all victims of Stockholm Syndrome, but I'm glad this happened because now I can finally free myself like my friend has. And I could say goodbye. And we had a long conversation throughout the morning, as in like 3 a.m., because this is when the news has popped. And as of right now, hashtag save the world is #1 on trending on Twitter. Won't change anything, but just give you an idea. I can't wait to see the things that pop up later today. Maybe this game will finally get media attention that it's been so longing. Where was I? Yeah, me and my friend had conversations about this, talking about, what's going on, content creators around it, and, just our experience with the game. And he encompassed it really well. This feels like the end of a chapter. This feels extremely liberating, which is sad to say. I don't want to see anything fail. I don't want to see people fail. I don't want to see a game fail. I don't want to see a company fail. But I'm happy if Fortnite Save the World looks to be finally dying, because this was the only way things could have been fixed. This is the only way issues would be addressed, and this is the only way we could all move forward. And I'm so happy that this is done. I don't feel like any of my time was wasted. I'm glad I played Fortnite Save the World. It wasn't even... Small anecdote. It wasn't even really my idea to get on Fortnite. This all happened when my friend just randomly said, "Hey Steve, let's go play Fortnite." I said, "Sure." Then I noticed Save the World was a thing, and I said, "You know what? This looks cool." So I guess I bought it first, he says, and then he kind of followed suit the day later. And then we kicked it off from there. And 94 days later, basically an entire year of playing later, and it went from positivity to a deep depression. But that's done and dusted now, because I'm done. Epic Games has replaced EA on the tier list as the worst video game company ever. And I will be steering clear of them. I will be treating them like they have leprosy. I will be treating them like the plague. I feel so very sorry for Carolina and Joel. Rest in peace to both of them. I have no animosity towards the team that works on Better Revenue. When I say Better Revenue, I mean the Battle Royale team, because it's not their fault. Screw Donald Mustard, screw Tim Sweeney, but I also thank them for the opportunity to have played that game. This is a monumental moment. I hope this is a monumental moment in gaming history to really show people the truth about Epic Games and about this poor game that never stood a chance. This game is like an abused kid in the foster home system. Just going from family to family in terms of the development team. Pleading for aid from the loyal players and never receiving anything. Never stood a chance. And now it's finally coming crashing down. And I couldn't be happier. I cried my eyes out when Telltale was shutting down while I was trying to complete The Walking Dead. And I have probably less than 2 days of playtime worth across all their games combined. Because I care about that company. Because they helped me in life. Epic Games, they ended up making a game that I played more than any other, and they finally cut down what I love, and I couldn't be happier. I was reading everything with a smile on my face. I have no regrets. As I said earlier, I don't feel binded by the massive amounts of money I've spent. My time was it was worth it. I got my money's worth out the game, and I wish nothing but the best for the developers, because the developers are not at fault for this. No. It's the company that they worked for. I'm so very sorry for them. And I hope they can all do better. So yes, my most played game of all time is coming to a close, and I couldn't be happier. I do love Fortnite Save the World, but this was the only way things could have happened, and I'm glad that it's finally happening. Later today, I expect to be very spicy in terms of gaming news. This would be the first ever media attention I think this game's ever received ever since its conception. Of course, this was all before Battle Royale was a thought. And I'm very interested, excited, and I'm happy that I can close off this chapter. And so, I continue through my post-Last of Us depression, awaiting my PlayStation so I can play the second one, and see if it really is just as bad. And if it is, which story is worse? The story of The Last of Us 2, or the story of Epic Games and Fortnite Save the World? I am very excited, I am very anxious, and I'm so glad to have uninstalled that game. It's not a good riddance, but it is a goodbye. Thank you for watching. Do not support Epic Games, and don't get scammed by FN bundles. FN bundles.